welcome to Embody Your Body podcast, episode 2, Embodiment Practices So Easy You Feel Like You're Instantly Bursting with Joy, Lightness, and Pleasure. I'm your host, Mariana Fakatijk, and today we're talking about Yoni Embodiment. And if you ever feel, or if you ever struggled with feeling fully connected to your feminine sexual center, or if you struggled with feeling listening to your feminine intuition, you are going to love this episode. I will be talking today to Maria Ryder, a fellow sex, love, and relationship coach. And today we will explore how to listen to your yoni. And I will be guiding Maria and also everyone who's listening, of course, through a fast, deep dive into how to listen to your yoni. And obviously, don't do this practice while you're driving or while you're operating any machinery. So let's dive into today's show. And I'm so excited to have you on the show here today, Maria. Thank you so much for being here. And I would love to ask you if you can shortly share a little bit about yourself, so also the listeners know who you are.
Yeah, I would love to. Thank you for having me on. I'm very excited to be here. And I love this, quick deep dive. That's wonderful. So I'm Maria Ryder. I'm also known as the Pleasure Principal. And primarily what I've done is combined our coaching modality, our Vedic coaching modality, with my sort of regular life of being a project manager. And so I serve women who have a passion project that they want to bring out to the world, and it's just not happening. They get started and they end up somewhere else, and it just never really comes to fruition. And so the combination of coaching through resistances, but then also the logistics of project management and breaking things down, and then a little bit of, accountability doming on the side to make sure you get it done. Encourage and cheer people on. So it's a beautiful combination of all of my skills, and it's super fun.
Amazing. Sounds so beautiful. Such an empowering work that you're doing. Beautiful. And I'm really happy that you're here today and that I can guide you through this practice. But before we dive into the practice, I want to just share a little bit about why should you listen to your yoni? Like why do this, and also what is your yoni, because some women might be listening and they're like, what are you talking about? What is a yoni?
Yes.
So your yoni is your female sexual center. So it's your vulva, it's your vagina, it's your cervix, it's your womb, and it's also your ovaries, but it's also your female sexual life force energy that is connected to your yoni. And why listen to your yoni? Well, it's interesting because we all have been taught to listen to our heart, listen to our God, but we have not been,
Always listen to what your brain has to say.
Exactly. But we've not been taught how to listen to your yoni or to our yoni. And actually, it's quite the opposite. Like we've been taught to never listen to her, to ignore her, to see her as dirty, or to give her away to your man or to men, and to even like when she's not ready, when she's not turned on yet. So we really have been told to ignore all her whispers and even all her shouts. But your yoni has a voice of her own. And she really knows when she's not ready. She knows what she likes, what she dislikes. She knows what is a true yes and what is a true no. And sometimes also if there is a maybe, she knows her maybe. But she holds a lot of ancient wisdom of the feminine. She's basically like, I love to call her like the holy grail, the chalice, the cup of life. And she really is the source of your feminine intuition. And listening to your yoni gives you a passage to this ancient wisdom, this ancient power of the sacred medicine women, like this ancient female shamans, the knowledge and the wisdoms of all the females before you. So learning to listen to your yoni is something that all women can do, but also I feel like we should have all been taught to do this from young age, you know, because your feminine intuition coming, connecting to your yoni, and had this connection to your life force energy, it's also connecting you to soul, to source. So being able to fully embody your yoni and giving her a voice is also giving you this direct access to source energy, like all this wisdom that's out there in this quantum field. And yeah, I think it should be a normal skill for all women who own a yoni to be able to do this. That's what I wish, that's what I believe in. But yeah, the opposite is actually what's true for a lot of women. They experience numbness, they experience pain, they experience burning sensations inside our vulva, our vagina. And really, truly, it is your body talking to you. It's your yoni talking to you. It's your yoni shouting to you. She wants you to listen to her. And you know, repressing these powers for so long is also, you know, repressing these powers, repressing the pleasure. It's actually exhausting, it's actually draining your body. And that's also why it can create yeah, so much pain, because you keep that natural feminine energy repressed, and you're not listening to your body, so it's causing also much more pain. So yeah, talking to your yoni is not only good to reconnect to your feminine power, but also to know what is it that your yoni truly needs and truly wants. And so many women don't know truly um, what what they know. You know, what is it that I want?
Yes.
So Maria, I would love to take you through this practice today to share our listeners, yeah, how it can be to talk to your yoni, to listen to your yoni. So, are
Yeah.
you ready to dive into the
I'm ready.
practice?
I'm ready. My yoni's like,
Yes.
let's go.
So, just close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths and just relax your whole body. And I want to ask you to just warm your hands. So, to rub your hands together and just warm your hands for a moment. And at the same time, just keep breathing deep, full breaths and relax your body. And if you feel that your hands are nice and warm, I want to ask you to cup your yoni. So to place your both hands over your vulva. Yeah. And if you can, just keep your eyes closed the whole practice so you can move deeper inside. Deep full breath in through your nose, out from your mouth. And bring all your focus, all your attention to your yoni. So you can focus first on your vulva, feeling all that warmth, all the energy flow from your hands into your yoni. And while you do that, just let your awareness, your attention go deeper and deeper into your yoni until you feel all the aspects of your yoni, until you can sense your vulva, your vagina, your cervix, your womb, even your ovaries, fully being there, fully embodying your whole yoni. Deep full breaths, keep breathing. Just feel her, sense her, even visualize her. So you can use your inner imagination, seeing your vulva, all the parts of your vagina, all the parts of your cervix, your womb, your ovaries, your whole yoni. Feel her, sense her. And if it is hard, or if you feel there is a resistance, you can also visualize her as a flower, but really try to connect to her. Feeling the warmth from your hands flow to your yoni, awakening her. And now I want to ask you to ask her, and you can even say that out loud to your yoni, do you have a message for me today?
Do you have a message for me today?
And now the key here is to stay out of your head and into your body. So just really let the answer bubble up. And an answer can come as like a feeling, a thought, an idea, an image, a symbol or a memory. But just notice what is the first thing that bubbles up. And you can even repeat the question in your mind or out loud a couple of times to really feel, sense, and listen what bubbles up. And at the same time, breathe deep, full breaths. Let your body be relaxed while you notice what bubbles up. And then just take 3 deep, full breaths. Remember the message that you have received. And you can slowly move your body, slowly remove your hands from your yoni. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And I want to welcome you back. And I would love to hear, because it's, of course, this is a very short, instant deep dive, but I'm sure you felt some things. I'm sure you experienced some things, and I would love to ask you if you can explain to us, what did you feel when you connected to her, when you embodied her, and could you listen? Did you have a message?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's so interesting. In the beginning, when you were referring to the different like structures, I just sort of pictured them in my mind, and I started to think about or feel like, how does she want to reveal herself today? Like, how does she want to show up, in what form? And just about when you referred to like you could see her as a flower, she showed up as a waterfall.
Oh,
So
wow.
I got this image of a waterfall, like from the top of my womb, like down through my cervix and down my vagina and out, that was how she was feeling today. And so that flowing, and also the power of the waterfall.
Yeah.
And she, when I asked about a message, she kept, she was consistent with that imagery. And then mostly just excitement, like a lot of like, yeah, powerful excitement. So it wasn't a specific, follow this thread or do this thing next.
Yeah.
More just that powerful waterfall and her being excited, and then this sort of message of thanks for checking in.
Beautiful. That's amazing, because images can be really also very powerful. Like, waterfall, water is so powerful. It flows, it can go through, past any obstacles, but also, as you said, like the water coming down, when you look at a waterfall, there's so much power, there's so much aliveness. So it's really beautiful to see that, like, an answer of like, what is the message for today? It doesn't have to be, as you said, like specific words of go do this and write 3 chapters of new copy for blah blah blah. But yeah,
Yeah.
to connect to that power also of this water and this aliveness. Yeah, this life.
Yeah, and it makes me think about also even the cycles, how waterfalls have, sometimes they're like super heavy, tons of water coming down, and sometimes it's just a trickle. And
Yeah.
so that sense of her having that same cycle. And she's the message of, it's almost like for me, when I get those images, it sort of keeps me a little bit on alert for like, now over the next couple of days, will there be waterfall imagery that I'll run into somewhere? Or, and it's sort of this like, little messaging clue. She's like, yeah, see, that's what I want to pay attention to, because it has that imagery, connection to it. So
Yeah.
it's always fun to see what happens.
Beautiful. Yes, yes. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And yeah, this was really brilliant. I really loved guiding you in this practice. So thank you all also for listening. And if you were struggling with this, or if you felt that you want to learn how to connect to this, or know more about it, set up a call with me, and we can have a strategy session together, so we can really see what is blocking you and how you can unleash this flow of energy, your own waterfall. You can find the link to set up this call below, or you can go to www.unleashyourwildness.com. And thank you so much for tuning in. I see you all again, same time, same place, in 2 weeks' time. Bye for now.
Thank you.